Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today, we are talking about Diablo Immortal. So, in case you guys didn't see it on April the 21st, what's happening in Diablo is that the closed alpha is officially done with, and they're going to be rolling out the beta soon. Obviously, this is the next step. And they said something that I really loved here. So, and I quote, we wrapped up our technical alpha. If you didn't have the opportunity to join us in this short period, will be coming for you later. So for me, one of the things that is standing out there is that if you weren't able to test the alpha on the beta, they will be changing the people a bit, and they'll be getting others that did register to be a part of this experience as well, which is absolutely incredible, at least from my point of view, because you're not always going to have the same people trying out the same things, giving the same comments. You're going to get a different point of view and really a different experience, right? Because we've all seen what people think of Diablo Immortal, and that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with their personal opinion. I get it. I'd like to hear somebody else's point of view as well, and potentially give us as well the chance to be able to go and try it out ourselves. So that's one thing that I really loved that they did. So if you guys haven't had the opportunity to try out the alpha, this might be your chance, right? During the beta. I love that, right? It's rare that I find a game does that. You guys might not agree with me, or you may not like it. It's not something that they publicly advertise. So I like this, right? It's a small little touch, but for me, makes a big difference. I like that. So some of the key aspects here, right? We'll start with a more basic one. So first of all, they're coming in with a new class, the Paladins. And I know, nothing too exciting there. Did I say Paladins? I'm like Crusaders. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, World of Warcraft, right? Whew. So the Crusaders are coming in. Nothing huge there. We knew what's happening. We've had it in Diablo 3 as well. So nothing new there. But the only reason why I'm actually mentioning it and doing that extra step is because we all know that the spells, the abilities, everything does work a little bit differently when it comes to Diablo Immortal. And you're going to see an example on the screen. Now, among other things, there's also going to be a few new abilities, right? Especially when we're thinking of the Paragon system. That's an additional thing. So there are some changes there. So yes, it's not finalized, but whatever's going to be, it's pretty much the gist of it right now on when it goes live, right? So again, nothing significant, but at least worth mentioning because it's still different compared to Diablo 3, right? And one of the things that we always hear is Diablo Immortals is like Diablo 3, which, yes, the characters are the same, but it's not the same game, right? So it's worth mentioning it just for that. Now, this is not really the star of the show. There's huge, huge news there. So before I jump into that one, there's also going to be a new zone and dungeon for us to go through in the beta. So if you go to to their site, you're going to see actually the boss as well, and it looks pretty exciting. Like the gameplay, the graphics, the boss fight, very interesting. I know I'm beating around the bush. So yes, you're gonna have a new zone and a new dungeon. Very exciting stuff. We knew it was coming anyways. This is the biggest thing right here. So first of all, our first taste of PvP. And I've said this before to other videos. Diablo Immortal will be like the testing ground for Diablo 4, depending on how the fans interact with it, how they like it and everything. And this is my first example because looking through the video and how it looks like, it does feel like what they were saying that they're going to bring to Diablo 4. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same. It goes without saying, but it does like the feel of it feels very similar. So this is our first taste of, like I said, for PvP, and the way they did it is so interesting because essentially you get to pick two classes here. The shadows, uh, am I saying that? No, I'm not. So you have the shadows, or I believe the light. My goodness. Let me see here. So you're one of these two factions right now, and you're basically the true champions of Sanctuary, from what I understand. Now, if I misread this, please, guys, by all means, let me know in case I'm wrong here. But you want to be the main champion, and obviously your faction, that is, and obviously by doing so, you get extra benefits to it. Now, they didn't go into any details for the benefits, the advantages, but at the same time, nobody's going to really let you do that, right? They're going to be fighting you, the NPCs, and the other players. So you get sort of, if you guys are familiar with the World of Warcraft, sort of like an Arathi Basin kind of a thing, or even more like a Alterac Valley, where you have, uh, you know, pure outworld PvP with at the same time NPCs fighting you. So yeah, this is how I think they're gonna kind of play it out, and it's gonna look like. I might not be right, but this is what I'm speculating. So you're gonna have a full-out PvP battle between the Shadows and the Immortals, and one of the things that they did mention is for you to be able to get these rewards is you're gonna have this full-out 48-man raid to be able to get these rewards. And I'm like, that's absolutely insane to me. I'm like, what an experience that's gonna be. So they're not just gonna hand it to you after defeating the other faction. You still have to go out and fight for it, which is a very nice, very nice idea, to tell you the truth. So this is where you guys are gonna ask me, well, how do you even overthrow the immortals? Well, the way they explained it is it'll be um, an 8 versus 8 PvP battle, and the strongest among them will become the next immortal. So this is how you kind of overthrow them, which is a great idea, right? It's kind of like a ranking system without actually having a ranking system. So you constantly have to go there and
Players will
keep
fight
raiding
as
them
either the
to be able
Immortals,
to
who will
overthrow them.
protect and defend
The
Sanctuary,
only thing
or
here
as the
that I'm a little bit
Shadows,
more
who
skeptical
fulfill
with
a
is the
sacred
battery
duty
life of
to
your
keep
cell
the
phone
Immortals from becoming
or your
power mad
tablet,
or
right?
complacent.
I
Here's
don't see
how
why
the
you wouldn't
system
be able to play it
works.
on your
All
tablet.
players start out as
So
adventurers,
the
questing for
battery life will
experience
be
and loot.
an issue here
During their
because
journey,
something
they can
tells me
choose
that
to
it's
join
not
the
going to be
Shadows.
a
Shadows
10
can rise
minute
up and
battle,
challenge the
right? For you
Immortals
to
to
be
become
able to
the
do
new
all this,
defenders of
it's going to
Sanctuary.
require some time, some effort on your part,
There are
especially if
multiple
you're
modes within this system,
at work,
and one
let's
of them
say,
is
or
Kion's
you're at
Ordeal,
school, you're
a
trying to do this
48
between
person raid
breaks or just for a couple
exclusive
of
to the
minutes.
Immortals, and it provides
I
unique
doubt you'll be
rewards.
able to do it. They'll
The
probably
Immortals also
require some
have their
decent
own
time.
central vault where they stash
So what are
away
you
their
actually going
hard
to do to
earned
be able to
spoils and
achieve this?
riches.
Do you have to
The
stay,
Shadows are
you know,
constantly
go
testing the
home,
Immortals, and
sacrifice your
one of the
family
ways in
time
which
to
they
be able
do
to
that
stay
is
on your
by
phone and play a
raiding
video
that
game,
vault.
whereas
Shadows
you
will
have
attempt
other
to
things to
steal
do or
rewards
you're
if they
going to have
can,
other games to
but
play when
they
you go
need to be
home.
ready to fight if the
So
Immortals come to
this is
defend
where I'm a little bit more
and
skeptical.
they leave.
I look at this
You
type
might
of
be
game,
wondering,
right,
how do
on
the
my cell
Shadow
phone, for
factions
me anyways, and you
overthrow the
guys can correct me
Immortals?
here, this is my opinion,
Shadows can take part in
is I'm looking at a cell phone
simultaneous
game.
8v8
It's
battles
really
versus the
for when I'm
Immortals.
on the go,
And if the
I have a
Shadows
couple of
win
minutes.
these battles,
This looks
the
like
strongest
you
among
need
them
to
will
dedicate some
become the
time.
next
So
Immortal.
I'm really skeptical
This is
about
only a
it.
first glimpse
You know, it
at
can
what
really
will
go
be
either
available
way.
to
It can be
those who join the
successful, and
Cycle Church.
at the same
We're
time, it can
hoping this
be
system will be
a flop.
exciting for players who
But
love
I
the
really
thrill
love
of
how they're
team-based
introducing
PvP.
additional things for endgame. And one of my videos, one of the big things I said
Let's
is
talk about another endgame system
Diablo
we're
Immortal
calling the
looks like a
Heliquary.
very good
The
idea.
Heliquary features players taking
But
down
will it
dangerous
actually be
bosses.
a good idea?
This will not be
Because
easy
the end game
and
is
will
exactly the
require
same as
significant
Diablo
preparation.
3.
A
They're
new
really just
boss is
bringing in rifts
unlocked
and tell you,
every
here
month
you
for
go.
players to challenge, and if
This
players
is
are
what we're offering
successful in
you.
defeating them,
Take it or
they
leave
will
it.
earn
I don't
powerful
want to do
boosts
rifts.
to their
I already
character.
did in Diablo 3.
Players will
Let's
also
move on.
discover a
Hey, they
litany
just
of new
brought
legendary
us a
items,
brand new system for
legendary
us to play
gems,
with.
an additional Paragon
Very
card,
excited
2
about that.
extra skills per class,
But again,
new quests,
how
and more
will
bounties.
how
We have
much
so
time will
much
it take? I'm
planned for
thinking
our
of my
next
battery
alpha
life,
series,
how
and
much
we
time
can't wait for
I have
more
to
people
invest in
to
it.
get their
So
hands on Diablo Immortal. We
I
want to
have
thank
mixed
everyone for
feelings
their
right now
support.
about it.
If you're not able
Tell
to
me what
join
you
us
guys
during
think.
this limited
Do you
testing
like it? Do
period,
you hate
we'll
it?
be coming for you later.
And
The
why?
team can't
So
wait
thank you so
until
much
you
guys for
can
joining.
all join
Peace.
us in Westmarch.